What's that one?
Yeah, a GP. Yeah, I think.
So what's the answer?
Rapport.
How are you pronouncing that?
Rapport.
T
Rapport.
silent.
Yeah.
T
I know
silent.
it sounds strange. Anthony,
Yeah.
just keep yourself on mute, okay? So, yeah, I understand. It's got a T on the end. It looks like it should have, if you do this, a port, okay? In English pronunciation, we generally say the T, but in this word, it's rapport. Okay, so you're absolutely right. Rapport. How about you, Christina? Do you have good rapport with patients?
Yeah, in most cases, yes, but sometimes
Yes.
how to say?
I guess with some students, with some patients, it's easier than others.
Yeah, of course.
There are some patients that really don't like doctors and healthcare. And, you know, my granddad, he was afraid of hospitals because, and it was a really, you've probably heard it before, but he said, I've known many people go into hospitals and never come out. That was his excuse for it. And it was a good reason. It was a good reason. Yeah, I think he found it difficult. It would have been difficult to have a good rapport with him. Okay, good. Thank you, Christina. Let's go, Maria. Hi, Maria.
Oh,
Hello.
first one, I think it's a giveaway.
Yeah, okay. Our giveaway. Now tell me what is the giveaway?
To show something unintentionally.
Okay, but in this situation, what is the giveaway that you've seen?
I could tell was unhappy. It was quite unhappiness,
No,
emotions.
no, unhappiness is not the giveaway. The giveaway is being quiet.
It's being quiet.
Yeah.
It's signs of unhappiness. Yeah.
It's the sign, yeah. So the giveaway is the thing that I'll just give you an idea. Okay, so if I gave myself away by what could it be? By shouting when Manchester City scored. Okay, so imagine before then I was sitting with lots of Manchester United fans, being very quiet, and nobody knew that I was a Manchester City fan. And then Manchester City scored, and I went, yeah. And everyone around me looked at me and thought, you're a Manchester City fan. Okay, so I gave myself away. That's what the phrase is. The phrasal verb is to give yourself away. Or you could also give something away. Oh, go down to the shop. They're giving phones away. That means that they're giving phones for free to people. So in this, if I take this phrasal verb and I think, okay, we'll put it together, a giveaway. Well, the giveaway up here was that she's quiet. My giveaway was celebrating. So it's always the sign that reveals something. That's what a giveaway is.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. So yeah, now I think this one and this one are very similar.
Very similar. Yeah, I was thinking.
They're really, really similar. And I think that you could have used them interchangeably. You could have. Now, in this case, if I ask you what betrayed him, what would it be, Maria? What betrayed him?
So he said he wasn't concerned. I could see in his eyes. Betrayed that his eyes.
His eyes betrayed him.
Expression of his eyes.
Yeah, that's what it is. So I think everyone here probably knows the story of Judas and Jesus. Yeah, the story of Judas and Jesus. Judas betrayed Jesus, didn't he? I don't know if everyone knows that story. I think most religions teach that story, don't they? So Judas got, what did he get? Was it 5 pieces of silver?
Yeah, 30 coins of silver. And he said to, when he kisses Jesus, he said to him, you betrayed it.
Yeah, so there's a kiss on the, when I'll be betrayed by someone who kisses me on the cheek, yeah. So Judas took money from the Roman soldiers and he said, that one's Jesus. I'll bring him here. Okay, so he was friends with Jesus, but he went behind his back. He was dishonest and he told the Romans, this is Jesus, I'll bring him to you. So he betrayed him. You can also, a common phrase in English is to betray someone's trust. That's basically what it is, to betray someone's trust. So if I tell a doctor about my symptoms, and then that doctor goes and tells somebody else when they shouldn't do, they've betrayed my trust. They've betrayed that confidentiality. So to betray is to sort of be dishonest, or to deceive a person, or to fail their trust in you, to betray them. It's, if you think about it, it's probably one of the worst things you can do in life, isn't it?
Mhm.
One of the worst things you can do. You know, if you're married and your partner has an affair, it's difficult to ever trust them again. Okay, if someone is so honest, so dishonest to you, they're betraying you. Okay, I think it's probably morally one of the worst things. Murder is probably worse than betrayal. Okay, but it's really high on the list of bad actions in life, betray. So in this case, you might be thinking, why is betray here then? Because
Yeah, I was
nobody's
thinking.
been, yeah, well, no one's been dishonest, have they?
Mm.
No one's been dishonest. But think about what's happening. He said he wasn't concerned. So he is saying, look, I'm fine.
Lie.
His eyes told me a different story.
Worried.
Well, I have
He
a
was
question.
trying, well, just wait. He was trying to convince me that he was okay. But I could see in his eyes that he was concerned, that he was worried. So his eyes betrayed him. They told me the truth when he was trying to hide the truth.
Mm.
So it's an interesting phrase, isn't it? It's a really interesting phrase, I think, to betray in this case. Okay. So yeah. So does anyone have any questions about betray? Do you want me to give you another example?
About contradictory, because this sentence, although he said he
That
was
would work.
mentioned, contradictory, because he was given one information, but in
Yeah.
the like real, he was.
Okay. But you wouldn't, I don't think you'd ever say his eyes were contradictory. But
Mhm.
what you could say is eyes contradicted him. Yeah. His eyes contradicted what he was saying, but eyes can't be contradictory on their own.
Mhm.
But you could say his eyes contradicted what he was saying for sure. Yeah, that would work. Yeah. Kushani, give me another one, please.
Yes, Paul. Unfortunately, with
Mhm.
male pattern baldness, you are not going to grow your hair back contradictory.
You think that's contradictory? No,
Yes.
that's not contradictory. That's not contradictory.
Irreversible.
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 I've got to say, guys, I've had my own experiences with this. Yeah, it's not very nice. Once your hair falls out, it's not growing back. But I know we've got a lot of Turkish people here, haven't we? Is it possible to reverse male pattern baldness? In Turkey, there's a lot of hair transplant surgery, isn't there?
Yes.
Yes.
Now,
Yes,
what
yes.
do they do? Do they put hair back in and then it carries on growing?
In India, we have.
Yes.
Does it work?
A lot.
I don't know if it
You will,
works.
you will lose it by the time again, Paul. It's not like
No.
permanent something.
It's not
There are
permanent.
two types, I believe.
Okay.
Permanent and temporary.
Because I know that there was a football player called David Silva who was definitely going bald. And then he disappeared for about 6 months and came back with a nice head of hair. So,
And
but yeah,
after 2-3 years, they will be
it will
falling
go
again.
No.
No.
No, it's
Permanent is good.
permanent.
right. Okay.
In
Well,
Middle East, yes.
maybe I could look into it. But irreversible, it means it's not going, you can't take that back. Okay. It's not going to go back. There are some things, they have an effect. You cannot take it back. Okay. It's irreversible. So it's basically, take that word reverse. You know, everyone reverses in their car, don't they? You know, you're reversing to go backwards.
Yeah.
And then reversible becomes an adjective. And then you put a prefix on it, which makes it negative. It's irreversible. Okay. So IR in this case is like IM in impossible. Okay. Next one, it's important that you listen to patients with an open mind. Let's go for Anthony. Go on, tell me, Anthony.
The last one, preconceived.
Well, no, I was thinking this one was preconceived.
Preconceived.
And that this one was contradictory. Okay, now think about it. Preconceived. Pre is a prefix. It means it comes before. To conceive means to think of an idea, to conceive something. So if it's preconceived, then it means you're thinking about an idea. You've made an idea before something has happened. Okay, so everyone before they come to the UK has got preconceived ideas about what the UK will be like. When you come here, some of those things will be true and some of them won't be. You know, some of those will be, you'll be disappointed, and some of them you'll be pleased, I guess. But it's important with patients that we don't have preconceived notions. And it's difficult to stop it sometimes. You know, if you see people from different cultures, different religions, and you're a bit ignorant about what those cultures and religions are like, you've got preconceived notions, haven't you? You can't stop it. It's a human thing to do. But it's important that we try not to do it, that we keep an open mind. Okay, when we listen to
if you look at the second part of, if you look at the second part of that sentence.
Say that again, Anthony.
The second part of the sentence.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well,
keep your ear open. Meaning you have already been told that they don't give you detail initially, so you don't have preconceived notion or minds.
But Anthony, preconceived. If they tell you something and then you think that's true, that's not preconceived. Preconceived is where they haven't told you anything and you already have an idea.
Okay, all right.
So in this one here, they don't always tell you the truth initially. So they tell you one thing, and then a little bit later, they might tell you something else, which is the opposite, which is contradictory. So, for instance, today I've done it. I've contradicted myself today. For instance, my uncle called me on the phone earlier and he said, "How are you?" And I said, "Oh, I'm all right." And then about 5 minutes later, I was saying, "I think I've got the flu," or, you know, "I've got a bug. I'm not very well." Because that's what people do, isn't it? People are not consistent. They often say one thing and then say the opposite later on. Yeah, because maybe they want to please people and they don't want to worry people, but then later on they say stuff which is contradictory. So in this case, initially they'll tell you something else, and then if they change the details, you need to keep your ears open, not your mind, your ears. Okay.
Formal structure for these types of classes.
Okay, so here I am with Edwin. Hi, Edwin.
Hey, Paul.
Hi, nice to see you. Okay, so Edwin, you are an OET hero, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, super. So where do you live?